Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, I am super excited because I get to talk my absolute favorite topic in skincare, and that's azelaic acid. Now, I discovered azelaic acid about 4 years ago, and it's been a game changer for my skincare routine. And because it's made so much difference to my own skin, I've been on a bit of a one-man mission to make sure everyone out there knows the benefits of azelaic acid. It'll reduce hyperpigmentation and fade any dark spots and discoloration, minimize inflammation and redness in the skin. It has some great anti-aging benefits, and it can even reduce acne-causing bacteria to minimize breakouts. There's a benefit there for just about everyone, which is why I think most people could benefit from an azelaic acid somewhere in their skincare routine. Now, 4 years ago when I started on my azelaic acid journey, most of the products were a bit garbage, if I'm honest. Had that great dose of azelaic acid, but the textures were quite grainy, some of the price points were quite exaggerated, and it was hard to get people on the azelaic acid train when the products just weren't living up to the benefits that you're going to see. All that has changed. And recently I discovered an azelaic acid serum that I think might just have helped me to level up my skincare routine and get the very best out of this wonder ingredient. And that's kind of what I want to share with you today. Sit back, relax, let's talk the world's best azelaic acid. Now, before we get into this azelaic acid serum, I just have a very quick plea to each and every one of you watching. If you haven't already, if you could reach down and give this video a big thumbs up and a like. The reason I ask that is the more likes a video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. And I want everyone out there to understand and hear the fantastic benefits that azelaic acid could bring so they can work out whether it's right for their individual skin's needs. Azelaic acid shouldn't be a hidden gem. It should be front and center in the skincare world. And by liking this video, hopefully it can just be one part of making sure that message is heard loud and clear. I'd also love to know your own azelaic acid before and after experiences, so sound off in the comments section and let me know if you use azelaic acid and the kind of benefits that you've seen. Now, without further ado, I think it's time we cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So straight off the bat, zero gatekeeping here on Mad About Skin. The product we're talking about is this. This is the Theramid Azid serum. Now, Theramid are a relative newcomer to the skincare world, but they're getting quite a lot of buzz online at the moment, and the fear of missing out crept in. So I actually put their starter kit on order, which is this, and where you get all their best sellers and little sample sizes of them. Honestly, not a bad product amongst them. They're all fantastic. But I'd say the standout for me was the Azid serum. So as a regular azelaic acid user, I already knew what it was going to do for my skin, and I've already been getting the benefits of it over the past 4 years. But this for me is something special, and I think really will help me to level up my azelaic acid game, which is why I kind of feel it deserves a dedicated video all on its own. First off, I'm going to talk a little bit about azelaic acid and my azelaic acid journey to date. I'm then going to come on to why I think this serum is so special. And at the end, I'm going to give a few alternatives to this so we can kind of know the very best in the azelaic acid market. I've left timestamps to everything in the description box below. So if you want to jump to one section of the video over another, be my guest. Those timestamps are there for your convenience. So let's start things off with what is azelaic acid and what has it done for my skin? Why am I such a fan of it? Well, whilst it has acid in the title, it's not to be confused with the chemical exfoliating acids on the market. You know, azelaic acid, very different to say glycolic acid, lactic acid, mandelic acid. They're the ones that are really going to resurface the skin and give that exfoliation. Whilst azelaic acid might at the margins give a very small amount of exfoliation, its benefits actually lie elsewhere. It's been really well studied and its benefits documented time and time again. And I love this because whilst I'm always keen to try new skincare ingredients, I think the best ones are the ones that have been studied and kind of proven their worth over many years. And azelaic acid definitely fits into that category. Now, there's lots of different strengths on the market, 5, 10, 15 and 20% generally being the increments. A lot of people will struggle to get a 20% strength azelaic acid because it's either prescription strength only or it's actually capped out at 15% in a lot of countries. So if you haven't seen the 20%, don't worry. In my experience, 15% is that sweet spot where I find I get the best benefits with the minimum risk of side effects and irritation. So azelaic acid is wonderful because what these studies show is it actually reduces inflammation and redness in the skin. Well, inflammation is the #1 trigger to hyperpigmentation and an uneven skin tone. It also accelerates premature aging. So anything we can do to minimize inflammation has to be a good thing, and I think azelaic acid is the key to that. It's also antimicrobial. It reduces the amount of acne-causing bacteria on the skin. So if you're a teen or you have a teenager in your life that's suffering with persistent breakouts, azelaic acid could be the key. Or maybe you're like me, you're approaching 40 and you still have adult acne and breakouts. And again, azelaic acid has probably single-handedly been the ingredient that had most impact on my adult acne breakouts. And for that, I'm always grateful. What I do think it really does well though is it evens out our skin tone. It suppresses the rate of excess pigment production and it actually makes sure that that pigment is distributed evenly across the skin. So instead of having areas of pooled pigment, dark spots and discoloration, you achieve a more even skin tone, which is wonderful. So anyone suffering with hyperpigmentation or melasma, azelaic acid is going to be like a holy grail. It's also clinically proven to work well with people with rosacea, again minimizing redness and inflammation being key. And so it's just, I think, universally applicable. I would recommend everyone has an azelaic acid somewhere in their skincare routine, but choose wisely. Choose a strength that's applicable to your skin. If you've got sensitive skin, go for a 5 or a 10% strength. If you've got a more resilient skin type like me, push it to 15%. That's where I think you get the very maximum results. So for me, azelaic acid has been a game changer, reducing my adult acne and breakouts. Also reduces the hyperpigmentation associated with those breakouts and just giving me back my skin confidence. I've been using it consistently twice a day for the past 4 years and honestly I've never looked back. And I'm here to say I will never be without my azelaic acid. The products I use might change, but azelaic acid as an ingredient will always be there. And the recent product, like I said, that I discovered is this one. So this is actually the smaller size that came in that sort of trial box, but I love it so much I've actually just put 2 of the full size on order. So the full size is actually a 30ml product that comes in a really nice glass jar, which I love, and actually I think comes at a really fair price point for what you're getting. So equivalent of this was in the region of around £27 for 30ml, which I think is fair when you look at the quality of the formulation, and we're going to talk about that now. So aside from a 15% strength azelaic acid, which of course is the key ingredient here, you've got a lot more else going on. This also has colloidal oatmeal in a really good percentage. Now, this is key because colloidal oatmeal actually calms and soothes the skin. So it's going to help the azelaic acid really get on top of inflammation, redness, and sensitivity. Azelaic acid in a 15% can be a little prickly on the skin. It packs a punch. And so when you first put it on, it can have a little prickle. But that colloidal oatmeal is going to dull all of that down, reduce the side effects. I think these two are like a perfect pairing in as the azelaic acid serum. You've also, though, got carnosine in here in a really good strength. It's one of my favorite anti-aging ingredients. It supplements the anti-aging benefits of the azelaic acid, which are already present. I love to see this. That carnosine is an anti-glycation agent, so it's going to reduce the risk of premature aging and kind of slow that aging process down. It's an ingredient that's getting a lot of hype at the moment. You don't see it in a lot of products, so it's actually really nice to have it all together in this formulation. Now, the trial one comes with a pump, as does the main size 2, which I love. Because azelaic acid, you don't want to use too much of it. One pump I find of this is enough to do the whole face, and then I'll use another pump on the neck and then just take it onto the top of the chest. Twice a day is what you're going to want to use this for maximum results, and I recommend that with all of your azelaic acids, no matter what brand you go with. But I think the reason that this is so special is you've got that 15% azelaic acid, doubling down on that calming and soothing benefit with the colloidal oatmeal, and you've also got some extra anti-aging ingredients too. This though, the texture is what sold me. It is the smoothest azelaic acid you will ever find. None of that grittiness that you tend to find with other azelaic acid serums that really puts me off. This just glides on like silk, and it's also packed full of 5 different ceramides. So this is really going to boost the barrier function of the skin, fade your hyperpigmentation, prevent breakouts and adult acne. It's going to calm and soothe everything down. It's just a true holy grail. And I think the addition of those ceramides is what takes this from an already amazing azelaic acid serum to like next tier phenomenal. Altogether, like I say, if this can work as your barrier supporting serum, your azelaic acid, and your calming and soothing all in one, I think that £27 price point is absolutely perfect. And like I say, I nearly broke an ankle rushing to the checkout to put a couple on order. The texture is what sold it, the smoothest azelaic acid you're ever going to find. And yeah, this, I personally love. Now, when it comes to this product, it's available very readily in the European Union and also here in the UK. This is great. If you're shopping from within the EU, you won't be stung with any customs charges or any EU VAT that they're now levying, because this is from within the EU to the EU, so you're all good. The same applies to the UK too, and they do free shipping, which I absolutely love. Worldwide, this is also available in most countries, and they have a very fair shipping rate. It's very transparent, so you can see exactly what you're going to pay. The two exceptions are you won't find this in the US or in Canada. In Canada, azelaic acid is banned over the counter, which I think is such a shame. And in the US, it's capped at 10%. So this can't be sold in those two territories. So if you're looking for an equivalent to this, I actually would recommend the Face Theory Blenacalm serum. This used to be called the Lumizalia serum, and they've changed the packaging, they've changed the naming on that. That has a 10% strength of azelaic acid alongside that colloidal oatmeal. It doesn't quite have that same anti-aging kick that this one does, but I definitely think that colloidal oatmeal and azelaic acid together is perfect. And this is a product that you can absolutely get in the US. Some sites will ship this to Canada too. If you want to get around some of those regulations, you can, but in the US, I think the Face Theory Blenacalm will be the best equivalent product to this that you can find. 15% just works the best for me, but 10% will still deliver you some absolutely great results. For me, the reason I wanted to dedicate a whole video just to this product is I've been on an azelaic acid journey over the past 4 years, and I started out with really grainy, gritty, basic formulas, and I feel like we've progressed a lot, and this to me is like the pinnacle of azelaic acid perfection. If you are tempted to buy this on the Theramid site, you can also shop Niche Beauty Lab, which I referenced earlier, which is the sort of like the sister brand. So I would recommend, while you're stocking up on this, also maybe take a quick look at this one as like an extra holy grail for today's video. This is the Transparent Lab Vitamin Enriched Body Lotion, which actually has a real good dose retinol for the body. So anti-aging on the body, this one is phenomenal. And I know a lot of you guys have been asking for a retinol body lotion. So if you are tempted to buy this one, pop this one over at the same time. It's the same site, it's the same brand, and so they can come together to save on shipping. But yeah, this is amazing. And honestly, with Theramid, I don't think you can go wrong. All of these products have worked wonderfully for me. I would say their standouts alongside the azelaic acid would be their retinol complex, which has 2 different retinoids, which I love. And I also really enjoy their copper peptides. So yeah, there you have it, guys. A brief video, but a little fangirl moment for what I think might be one of the very best next level azelaic acid serums. Let me know your thoughts. Give me your azelaic acid before and after experiences in the comment section below. And if you've made it this far, if you're part of the bitter end crew and you've made it to this point through all the waffle, let me know by leaving the heart emoji in the comments. I always love to see which guys have made it to the bitter end squad, because you guys are the absolute best and I love you so, so much. But wherever in the world you are, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.